Should Alabama get in the college football playoff over the ACC title game loser and Miami no matter what? So Alabama would have 3 losses, and then the ACC title game loser would have 2 losses. Caleb, thoughts?
Yeah, and so this all started, for those who don't know, because last week Alabama came in at number 13 in the college football playoff rankings. I believe last week they were, I pulled it up wrong. Yeah, Alabama was number 13, but they were technically like 2 spots out. SMU and Miami were ahead of them. Miami has since dropped below them because Miami lost to Syracuse, and they have fallen from 10-1 to 10-2. Clemson is playing SMU to go to the college football playoff, but Clemson is significantly below Alabama. So here's where the question comes in. If SMU beats Clemson, I think Alabama could end up finding them. Alabama finds their way in. They get in. But if Clemson beats SMU, there becomes a debate, because we're talking about an 11-2 team versus a 9-3 Alabama team. I'm sorry, guys. That 9-3 Alabama team absolutely deserves to be in the college football playoff.
What did I tell you months ago? I said, face value, a 10-2 SEC team will get in.
Correct.
I got that from somebody with the SEC office, and certainly it could have been. You could have had 6 10-2 teams, I guess, and that not happen. I think that you will see that Alabama will get preferential treatment. I guess I'm supposed to disagree with you because it's good radio, like we're Skip Bayless or something. But I'm going to agree with you. I think they get preferential treatment and should. I don't think the SEC has been incredibly great this year, but it's been pretty consistent through and through. So, Caleb, I can't really argue with you. I think Alabama not only should get in, but will get in. That's Bank on It, brought to you by Commercial Bank.
Commercial Bank is your neighborhood bank. What makes us different from other banks? We understand that every customer has unique opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. We don't expect you to fit into the same box as the next person or business. Whether it's purchasing a home, saving for your child's future, or planning for your next vacation, we're with you every step of the way to navigate life's big decisions. Commercial Bank. Life made better.
Okay, we'll get into another area in which the college football playoff has looked kind of stupid because of this whole committee thing. But do they take a hit if they take a 9-3 team over a 10-2 SEC team? I'm sorry, I said that backwards. A 9-3 Alabama over a 10-2 ACC team. Do they take a hit? Is that a negative PR for them?
They take negative PR because, again, this is hypothetically if Clemson beats SMU. If SMU beats Clemson, we're not talking about anything because Clemson has 4 losses at that point, and they're a 9-3 team too. They take a hit because they told us that they weren't going to count the conference championship games against teams who went to play in them, which, Dave, you and I both knew that was a lie. Mm-hmm. And that's where they take the hit. But honestly, conference title game or not, SMU got to avoid playing Clemson and Miami this year in the ACC, the 2 best teams. They play one of them and get blown out. How do you justify then saying, well, they still made their conference title game and they got the regular season resume? No, I'm sorry. That Alabama 9-3 record is better. And I'm going to challenge our listeners, because some people, Dave, when you were off last week, were saying that Alabama is getting biased with their number 13 college football ranking. Who deserves to be in over Alabama? First of all, we all on this thread, even if you think Alabama gets preferential treatment, we all agree that a 3-loss SEC team is just by nature better than a 1-loss ACC team because the conferences are there's so much imbalance and the conferences are so much better in the SEC. If you believe that, then by definition, you have to say Alabama deserves it over SMU. So then your debate doesn't come to Alabama or SMU, Dave. Your debate boils down to Alabama or South Carolina or Ole Miss among 9-3 SEC teams. Well, Alabama did beat South Carolina. So, and Ole Miss has the worst schedule strength of all of them, and Alabama has the toughest. How do you justify? So maybe if you want to be an SEC homer but an Alabama hater, you say South Carolina goes over them. How do you justify that when Alabama beat South Carolina?
If you're the committee You're a committee member, and they ask you to rank the 3 SEC teams that you just mentioned: Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Alabama. How do you have them ranked? Brought to you by Double D Piping Fire Protection Contractors, providing around-the-clock service, protecting our customers' lives and properties at all times. Caleb, how would you rank those 3 teams?
I would go Alabama, South Carolina, Ole Miss, in that order, by the way. And Alabama, their strength of record is slightly higher than South Carolina's. South Carolina's strength of schedule is slightly higher than Alabama's. It's a wash. The tiebreaker has to be head-to-head at that point. I'm not like live and die by head-to-head, but when you got 2 identical resumes and it's just 2 teams, shouldn't you always favor head-to-head in that moment?
I think so. I thought that Tennessee got hosed in 2022 when Alabama was ahead of them. And I don't care that Hendon Hooker was hurt, and I don't care that they looked so bad against South Carolina. I would still go back to head-to-head, if all things equal. I'll tell you how I would rank them: Alabama, Ole Miss, South Carolina. Again, because I'm putting together a TV show. Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin are more exciting than Shane Beamer, who's going off about how the Gamecocks should make the college football playoff. I mean, just openly politicking. I guess that's part of his job. But Caleb, I'm taking Ole Miss because I think they're more exciting with Lane Kiffin.
Oh, I do too, and I also think Ole Miss is better. They have more talent. They're capable of beating top-tier teams. I'm not sure South Carolina is, but I just want to point out another stat of the day real quick, not Tennessee related. Shane Beamer has a better record through his first 4 seasons than Steve Spurrier did at South Carolina. Just saying. Who is the better coach? Who is the better coach, guys?
Hold on. Steve Spurrier kind of laid the groundwork there. He helped them get facilities built.
Well, Steve Spurrier inherited a program from the legendary Lou Holtz, though. One of the greatest geniuses of college football, okay?
Brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas, the best spas right there in Athens. Best chemicals for your pool and spa right there in Athens. Stop by, mention Off the Hook Sports, and you get a free prize. You can go with a book or a shirt and $500 off. Dynasty Pools and Spas. Caleb, what aspect of this whole college football playoff do you find most disturbing?
Let's sticking with the Alabama thing for a minute. I do find it most disturbing that people complaining about it are the same ones who lobbied for expansion. And we'll get to what makes it look really stupid in a minute. But Dave, I just want to point out, can I get an I told you so?
Yes. Go for it.
Here's what people wanted, Dave, when they wanted expansion. They felt that there was too much outsized influence held by the SEC. So they felt if you just open the playing field a little more, give other teams some chances, it'll neutralize the SEC. I said that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to give 9-3 SEC teams a chance to play for the national title after going 9-3 in the regular season. Well, guess what? 9-3 Alabama is going to have a chance to play for the national title. A lot of the expansion arguments people were in favor of it because they felt Alabama got too much preferential treatment. Now, because you expanded, Alabama is getting in as a 9-3 team potentially. You asked for it. I told you guys this would happen. They all thought that would mean, more Mountain West teams or more Conference USA teams and everybody gets in. No, that wasn't going to happen, guys. It was just going to increase the 9-3 SEC teams that get in. And I told you that would happen.